This is the Then Everything After podcast with your boy A-Max.
Sasha Chantel.
And Franklin, aka the King of Trainers.
Hey.
What's going on, guys?
Hey guys, everything's good. How's everybody?
Yeah.
Oof, it's been a crazy time. Crazy time.
Isn't it always?
It's been
I'm
too much.
Indeed.
Too much. But you know what? I'm glad to be here today with you two again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We got some interesting stuff that's come up in the past week or so.
Mm-hmm.
Some entanglements.
Ooh.
Stop that word and everyone knows it's like about, isn't it?
I've noticed on social media that everyone's trying to find a way to get that into a sentence wherever they can.
I know.
It could be anything. It could be anything. Like someone's in Asda and they're like, I'm reaching on the shelf. But
it's an entanglement.
even in the sneaker world, so a guy put up his laces, and you know when you used to get your laces tangled?
Right.
The picture and he said entanglement. So it's
not even funny, but we're laughing. Honestly,
it's not. No, it's
People's
not.
lives. That's what I have to remind myself of.
So who's gonna be the first to break this down?
Simon, I think you should go.
All right. Let's jump in. Okay, so what is my view on this? When I first saw the announcement that there was going to be a Red Table talk with Jada sending herself to the Red Table to do some healing, now I was a little bit like, huh? Healing. And then the first thing that came to mind was like flashbacks to pictures with her and the August dude. It's just that I didn't know his name.
Yeah, neither did I. I have to be honest, I didn't know his name.
Okay.
I know him, but I just forgot his name. Yeah. It's not that relevant.
I didn't relate him to Jada, if that makes sense. I didn't relate him to Jada. Yeah. So when I think of him, I think of him as, a musician, vocalist. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then his career's been, in my mind, so inconsistent in terms of me being able to kind of pick him out from other artists. Yeah. That the only reason why I really know who he is because of the occasional pop-ups with pictures of Jada. People would say little like indirects or make statements on social media. Then obviously there's the whole Red Table thing. Now, obviously we fast forward to the Red Table after the memes that were already there. There was like a meme with like Jada facing Jada. And it was like saying, look,
there's been so many though. Like
there was a meme where it was like, I just want to know one thing. I just want to know one thing about August. Did you lie?
Yeah.
So cheesy, but it's funny. It's like, and there's so many of these things. Yeah, so many of these things. So obviously, like you're watching a video, you're watching her and Will talk.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I started to feel pressure. Like.
Why did you feel pressure?
Because
I felt
the reason that's what I'm saying. On his side, I felt pressure.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at him and thinking, you're gonna have to maintain a certain level of professionalism, regardless of what comes out of her mouth.
Yeah.
Whatever comes out of her, and then she's beating around the bush.
Yeah, she is.
And then he's getting frustrated. Because he's saying things that kind of like are clues that, this guy, come on, man, just.
It's a painful watch.
Spill it. Very yeah. And then she like, got involved, with this guy, etc., etc. We were on a break. She did a Ross. She did a Ross from Friends. Yeah.
I remember that.
And then the word entanglement left her mouth.
That was crazy.
That left her mouth, and even Will had to be like, that's what we're calling it, entanglements. And then social media just went mad after that. Like literally, as soon
Can
as
we blame it though? She got to like a key word there.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm gonna spin this back because obviously, like, the thing that came to mind after it all was, that's Jaden's friend.
Thank you. That was my issue.
That's Jaden's friend. Then I went and spoke to like my missus, my friends, etc. Everyone's kind of like,
that's a bit wild.
We're all focusing.
Exactly.
We're laughing at Will.
Yeah.
We're laughing at all these memes at Will. Jada's almost being glorified as like.
Right. It's your son's friend.
Yeah, who's like macking, still living her best life with young guys. So, and then like at the same time, it's like, but if it was Will, and it was one of and Willow was Jaden's age, and it was one of her friends.
Yeah, how would it go then?
You know, he'd be being linked to Epstein and all them things there.
Yeah, exactly.
Immediately, trying to cancel him, all sorts. R. Kelly, everybody, you'd just be thrown in that mix.
Right. Yeah.
So it's mad how it's her, and everyone's just like, it's nothing. And then they're laughing at Will, and he's getting called a simp. He's getting called, like, you know, a cuck, sitting there watching his woman do that, and just being accepting, open relationship, all this stuff. It's like, all I can get from this is that a lot of people don't really understand how relationships work.
Yeah,
and don't realize the complexities of relationships, especially at that level where so much money is at stake, and so much of a life that's been built is at stake. Like from my perspective, Will can't just walk out and get a divorce. It would be so complicated to do that. And he might not want to. Like, there's so many things we don't know, so many elements. But the one thing in my mind is, you focused on Will. But no one's really saying much about Jaden.
True.
That was his friend. That was his friend that did that.
That's true.
Was introduced through him to the family, and then that's happened. And where, you know, I'm healing him. Doesn't make sense to me.
BS.
Like, what are your views? Like, Sasha, what do you think about this?
Oh, I'm gonna balance off in like literally a minute, okay? I do not condone Jada Pinkett's behaviour. Women that are saying it's okay, you know, she's all sassy, she's doing that, I don't agree with you either, okay? The boy was young, he was vulnerable, he lost isn't he the person that was raising his brother's children because the mother died of cancer and the brother died, so they were orphaned. He looked after all the children on his own. So he's a very vulnerable person anyway. He came to her to get support, as far as I can see, and she took advantage of him. He's a young boy. She should have turned him away, and she's saying she wanted to feel needed. There are men everywhere. She could have went out of that circle, out of the friendship circle of her son, and gone with somebody else. Not to turn to someone who's vulnerable and needed your help and support. That's taking someone for granted, and that's wrong, and for advantage, and that's very, very wrong. So I don't condone her behaviour. I think it's disgusting how I laugh at the memes, but I thought it was wrong when I saw 50 Cent share a DM message between him and Will Smith, and he's mocking him, and it's like, you know what? I think Will Smith looks very broken. He looks very broken. This is not only a TV interview. This is his life. That's the mother of his children. That's his marriage in full view of everybody.
Indeed.
It's not funny. It's not funny at all. And we laugh at Entanglement, but this could go really, really bad for him. It could affect his career, it could affect her career. And it's a horrible space to be in. But I don't condone what she did. I think she could have went outside that circle. And she didn't ask that to her family space. Like, I think it's just wrong. So that's how I see that. Fab, what do you think?
Well, I think it's a sad state of affairs. I think what we have to also realize is that when it comes to relationships, they are hard work. They did get together quite young. I'm always one about the whole getting together young relationships. I think that you need to be in your late 20s, early 30s before you could even maybe think about marriage. I know it sounds really shallow. Some people it works for, but in the entertainment industry, it's a bit hard. When it comes to the entanglement thing, I want to point out one thing. I think even though Will Smith may be broken, I also feel that he could have been at fault somewhere as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Because if I heard that my wife of 20 plus years had an affair, I think I would be a bit more angry. But I think there's something where in that interview where he said, I was done with you, it kind of meant that he had moved on at that particular time himself. And he probably, his relationships didn't get exposed to the public. That's why even though he's upset,
more to it.
Yeah, even though he's upset and he looked upset, that's because her relationships has been exposed. His ones, he probably was so smart. I'm Will Smith. I'm clean cut. Sign the NDA. Do you get what I mean?
Exactly that.
Because I always said that negative press doesn't surround Will Smith. Like, do you get what I mean? Like, every other celebrity has had negative press, but Will Smith hasn't. You know, and
so his time, I guess.
Yeah, you know, so it's one of those situations. But that's my point.
I just wish she didn't do it. I agree with Simon in the sense that it didn't have to be her friend's son. I know it's different.
Oh, sorry. You could edit that out. Sorry. Oh God. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. I was trying to.
No, it stays. It stays.
Yeah. Okay. So let's wrap up. Last thoughts.
Go on. Who wants to go? Yeah.
Okay.
Simon, you go.
All right. So the way I'm looking at it is there's way more entanglements that ain't mentioned.
Indeed. Right.
That is so true. There's more to this story, and this saga's about to get a bit more messier. That's what I have to say.
Yeah. Was that your last thoughts?
Yeah. That was my last thought.
Okay. So my last thoughts is we're all human. We all make mistakes. As civilians and their celebrities, or whatever we might want to call it, we shouldn't always feel that everything's all roses and love and laughs. Do you know what I mean? There's real situations that happen, and I believe that's a real situation that happened that got exposed to the public. So we just got to remember that they're still human also, and we shouldn't always put celebrities on a pedestal.
That's right.
Facts.
Definitely.
All right. Well, you know what? This has been an interesting discussion that we've had today. I will say that the floor is open. Obviously, this is just us giving our views on this and our perspectives based on the way we've perceived this. But it'd be very interesting to see what you guys watching this think of this whole entanglement scenario, this whole situation, how it's unfolded. Any thoughts on, how you kind of get yourself out of an entanglement like this? Yeah, obviously we haven't got time to go into this, but it'd be interesting to see what you guys' views are in the comments. And as I always say at the end of these videos, to support us and to ensure that these videos reach a wider audience of people similar to yourselves and us, please share this amongst friends. Please subscribe to the channel, and please also like the video, because it lets YouTube know that this is on topic, which means that more people looking for topics like this will find this video. So with that, I am going to say peace. This is Amax.
Sasha Chantal.
And Franklin, aka the King of Trainers.